But let's move on to the third fight on the card. We have a featherweight matchup between Julian Erosa going up against Choi, and a pretty good matchup. I think that got added because the Tim Means and Danny Roberts fight got knocked off because Roberts had to withdraw for unknown reasons so far. But we got Julian Erosa, who's 25-9. He's the plus 120 underdog, and then you got Choi, who's 9-3 and is the minus 140 favorite. What do you see with this one?
Yeah, man, this fight is super interesting. If the main event wasn't Korean Zombie and Danny Ige, this could be an early sleeper for fight of the night. Both of these guys like to move forward and throw hands. They have 17 knockout victories between them. The one thing that stands out is Julian's ground game. He has 11 submission victories and is comfortable working from the bottom. Julian also incorporates spinning and flying attacks, which I expect him to use against another striker and Choi. I expect Erosa to get this fight to the ground as well and go to work from the ground. So I'm going to keep it short because this is a late notice addition. I'm going with Julian Erosa by second round submission. I think he's going to take down Choi and he's going to submit him.
Yeah, first we got Julian Erosa. He is fighting out of Yakima, Washington. He's 31 years old, 145 pounds. He's 6'1" with a 74.5-inch reach, and he fights out of Yakima MMA gym. Then he got Seung Choi, who fights out Seoul, South Korea. I almost said South Carolina there, but he fights out Seoul, South Korea. He is
said it again.
Yeah, almost. He's 26 years old, 145 pounds, 6 foot, with a 74.5 reach, and he fights out of Mob Training Center. With Erosa, he likes to change stances a lot and pressure his opponents. He throws from his hips with long arms on angles. He puts out a lot of volume over quality and tends to take in just as much damage as he just dishes out. Erosa is active with the takedowns. It has an underrated grappling game with effective submissions. He gets better as the fight goes longer. So he's going to look to get the fight going to the third round, of course, so that he starts to get going. Then you got Choi, who likes to use fundamental style boxing with jabs, and he uses a straight right. He has quick movement while striking, and he has nice kicks added to his moveset. His head tends to not move, so he doesn't avoid shots. He's always on the line, where you want to move your head off the line to avoid shots. He doesn't do that, so he tends to take damage that way. He looks for trips to get takedowns and likes to defend takedowns as well. He tends to go into the clinch way too much rather than stand and strike, and then his cardio is very good, but he needs to improve his takedown defense in this matchup. But I feel like where this matchup is going to be run is with the style of Choi, where he's going to go for the leg kicks and then for the takedown. I feel like Erosa is kind of like I wouldn't say a one-trick pony, but all he does is he does volume and then switches his stance, and then he puts himself into bad situations where he can get knocked out or badly damaged. And I feel like with Seung Choi, I think he's going to do that. I think he's going to mix up the striking with his leg kicks. He's going to look to get the takedown. And I feel like it's either he's going to win by third round ground and pound, or I feel like he's going to win by unanimous decision. But for this one, I got Seung Choi in this matchup.
Oh, the deciding factor of the night, it seems. I disagree about the one-trick pony with Erosa. He's got 11 submission victories, man. You don't think he's going to at least shoot for a takedown? Because this guy, he's got 25 victories, but he's got 31 fights versus a guy who has 12. I think Erosa is going to learn from, all the scouting reports for these guys and just say, like, listen, we're going to stand and bang as long as we can, and then I'm going to change levels. I'm going to take you down, and we're going to put that takedown defense in your ground game to test. So I'm excited that you went somewhere else with this, and I went another direction, because this could be the deciding one of the night. I think we're going to be on the same page for the next three. Maybe not the next three. I'm curious to see. I switched it up a little bit.
Yeah, yeah. I'm just afraid of the leg kicks by Choi. I don't know how Erosa is going to deal with those because I feel like he's not going to defend them as well. I
Yeah,
feel
but
like they're going to.
he's good at catching them and sweeping. So that could be a big factor in there.
It could. It could. He's just going to have to use his stance change to
Yeah,
do that. I do feel like he could do that. I just feel like he's going to get popped in this one. I just have a feeling with that one,
yeah,
and he's
these two
not
are
going to be.
killers.
Yeah, and he's not going to want to get hit by Seung Woo. So I
No,
would
not
say
at
that
all.
one.